Yeah, I'm so sorry. You can you restart it again?
Sorry, sir.
Can you start from the beginning again?
Oh, okay, sure.
Thank you.
Um, my topic is
Can you
climate
start
and
to tell your team members what you are talking about? So यहाँ पे हम लोग जो भी लोग हैं थोड़ा एक बैकग्राउंड भी मिल जाएगा तो बेटर रहेगा कि क्या बात
uh,
है।
I was discussing about climate anxiety. My topic was climate anxiety. मतलब कि पहले तो climate anxiety पढ़ने के लिए या समझने के लिए what exactly तो हमें दो words दो climate की meaning पता होना चाहिए और climate change का meaning पता होना चाहिए. तो मुझे लगता है अब तक climate का meaning तो सबको पता होगा. Climate is the average weather in a given area over a longer period of time. इसका definition and climate change is any systematic change in the long term statistics of climate variables such as temperature, precipitation, pressure और wind sustained over a several decades. मतलब जब एक एरिया पे over a longer time बहुत टाइम तक टेम्परेचर प्रेसिपिटेशन बहुत बढ़ जाता है या फिर चेंज हो जाता है उसे क्लाइमेट चेंज कहते हैं. क्लाइमेट चेंज का दो एनी रीजंस के वजह से हो सकता है. आइदर इट कैन बी नेचुरल और ह्यूमन. मतलब नेचुरल मीन्स natural, we can say because of the like floods, tornado etc. and human induced मतलब हमारे द्वारा जो किया जाए इंसानों के द्वारा like जो हम लोग पेड़ का डिफोरेस्टेशन करते हैं. This leads to climate change. And what is now coming to the topic, climate anxiety. What is climate? It is also called as eco anxiety. It is the term used to describe unpleasant emotions associated with effects of climate change. क्यों जब climate change होने लगते हैं और उसके वजह से हमें जो unpleasant emotions होते हैं हमें feel करने को मिलते हैं उसे climate anxiety कहते हैं. This type of distress is often rooted in feelings of uncertainty, lack of control, and concerns over well being or safety. Emotions, this unpleasant emotion, मतलब हम लोग उसको कह सकते हैं अनसर्टेनिटी फील होता है, लैक ऑफ कंट्रोल, अपने ऊपर कंट्रोल नहीं हो पाता है. फिर वेल बीइंग का जो हम से फेस करते हैं कि लाइक व्हाट विल बी आवर फ्यूचर, मतलब आगे क्या होगा, ये सब को रिलेटेड इसको अनप्लेजेंट इमोशंस में कैटेगरी में वो कह सकते हैं. अभी विद इन द 10 years, लास्ट 10 years में तो क्लाइमेट साइकोलॉजी या क्लाइमेट एंजाइटी के बारे में साइकोलॉजी एंड क्लाइमेट आर एसोसिएटेड. दिस हैज बीन स्टडीड. बिफोर दैट तो ये इतना कंसर्न नहीं होता था. लाइक इवन द लास्ट 10 years इट इज द मोर सिग्निफिकेंट. मतलब अब ज्यादा स्टडी किया जाता है. मतलब अब साइकोलॉजी ऑल्सो हैज स्टार्टेड टू रिएक्ट टू रिसर्च करना स्टार्ट किया है. And here are some of the research or a survey and recent researches on climate anxiety. In 2020, environmental non-profit Friends of Earth estimated that over two-thirds of young people 18 to 24 years old experience climate anxiety. This means more than like our generation people, young Gen Z. We call ourselves Gen Z. These are the people who face more climate anxiety. In fact, Aaron Kiley also said that as the group of people most likely to see worsening effects of climate curse, it's not surprising that a surge of younger people is increasingly concerned, especially in the face of government inaction. That means the younger people are facing more climate anxiety issues. And the second research was done or in 2021, researchers extend their studies to understand the extent of climate anxiety in young people. तो वो 10,000 यंग पीपल पे सर्वे किया गया था. उनका एज 16 to 25 years था. 10 countries वर ऑस्ट्रेलिया, ब्राजील, फिनलैंड, फ्रांस, इंडिया, नाइजीरिया, फिलीपींस, पोर्टुगल, द यूके एंड द यूएसए.
Razia, we have lost you.
लेकिन 59 50% ऑफ द पीपल वर एक्सट्रीमली बहुत ज्यादा, और 84 में मॉडरेट था। इन फैक्ट और बहुत सारे 50% ऑफ द जो पीपल थे ऑन विच दे हैव स्टडीड shows emotions such as unhappy emotions such as sad, anxious, angry, powerless, helpless and guilty. These emotions are not happiness related. तो ये सब 50% of the cases में मिले थे. Others have identified the older generation may care about the short term. हाँ, अगर पीपल के लोगों में ऐसा तो नहीं है कि ओल्डर जनरेशन्स में क्लाइमेट एंजाइटी होता नहीं होगा, लेकिन ये केस लेस इसलिए होता है, मैं मतलब उन्हें भी होता है, लेकिन लाइक वो सोचते हैं मेक केयर, वो शॉर्ट टर्म इम्पैक्ट्स देखते हैं लाइक क्लाइमेट चेंज का, लाइक एक्सट्रीम वेदर, पुअर एयर क्वालिटी, इन्फेक्शियस, बिकॉज वो सोचते हैं कि आगे के जनरेशन वो ज्यादा इफेक्ट तो नहीं होगा वो आगे के जनरेशन पे, इसलिए वो लेस अफेक्टेड होते हैं, वो शॉर्ट टर्म इम्पैक्ट देते हैं. एंड टूडेज जनरेशन सी लॉन्ग term impact. So this is one of the reason. So I have put some of the uh, tips and tricks to cope up with climate anxiety. My first point is focus on what you can control. We should focus on what we can control. हमें पहले तो देखना, वो पता करना चाहिए और अपने देखना चाहिए कि हम लोग क्या क्या कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, हमारे हाथों में क्या है. लाइक हम लोग क्लाइमेट दिस मतलब इसमें इंक्लूडेड पॉइंट्स है. क्लाइमेट चेंज इनिशिएटिव्स जितने भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस है या कोई भी पेजेस है, उन्हें हमें पढ़ना चाहिए, पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहिए. राइटिंग और कॉलिंग लेजिस्लेचर्स, गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को मेल करना चाहिए, इनकरेज करना चाहिए टू टेक एक्शंस which will help in building which help in reducing our climate anxiety. फिर हमें we generation this generation should adopt sustainable habits like composting, recycling तो बहुत basic चीज है, we everyone should apply that. Selecting food option that has less environmental impacts. We should select our food accordingly, मतलब environmental like processed food जो होते हैं वो plastics के cans वगैरह में packed होते हैं, तो we should avoid that. Changing the way we commute to campus, we should, और वो हम campus को कैसे देखते हैं, कैसे रहते हैं, क्या करते हैं, वो we should change the way, मतलब habits अपना change करना चाहिए. फिर मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट फैमिलीज एंड फ्रेंड्स को मीनिंगफुल कन्वर्सेशन, बिकॉज चेंज तो अपने से ही स्टार्ट होता है, तो व्हाई नॉट वी शुड एंगेज आवर फैमिलीज एंड फ्रेंड्स टू मीनिंगफुल कन्वर्सेशन. उन्हें बताना चाहिए क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्या इसका मीनिंग क्या है क्या नहीं है. डोनेटिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, लाइक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को अपने अपना पॉइंट्स ये सब बताना चाहिए. अवॉइड, सेकेंड पॉइंट इज अवॉइड वर्किंग मेनी climate projects or advocating for too many causes can be unwidely and is more likely to lead to burnout. हमें अपने आप को ओवरलोड नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि एट एक टाइम पे वी शुड फोकस ऑन वन प्रोजेक्ट. अगर दो तीन चार एक साथ अपने इंसान खुद पे कर लेगा तो जाहिर वो ओवरलोड ही हो जाएगा, तो वो दिस लीड टू एंजाइटी इन पीपल, स्ट्रेस हो जाते हैं, फिर वो चारों के चारों ही छूट जाते हैं या नहीं कर पाते हैं. तो वो एक पे फोकस करके वी शुड एंड एक्सेल इन दैट project. Practice compassion, or whenever we approach painful situations or emotion, it's important to do so with kindness and compassion for ourselves and others. but एक कोई भी सिचुएशन हमारे पास आए, इम्पोर्टेंट इन जनरल, कोई भी सिचुएशन को काइंडनेस और कंपैशन से देखना चाहिए. लाइक वी शुड फील पॉजिटिव, ऑप्टिमिस्टिक सिचुएशन. मतलब आपको ये नहीं कि व्हाई आई एम नॉट बी एबल टू दिस दैट, ऑप्टिमिस्टिक.
We lost you. Very good evening, Godavari.
Good evening, sir.
Have you worked on it on that PDS?
Yes, sir. I have prepared. Yes, sir.
So maybe after we, yeah, you can share
Should
your,
I share my screen?
yeah, please.
Yes, sir.
As we have lost Nazia, Razia. Then let's we can do something here. Razia is back.
I'm so sorry, sir. I think today things are not on my side.
Even I think so. But you did pretty well so far.
Oh, where I was, I don't know from where did I got disconnected. I was just I'm saying, am I audible? I'm audible. No one is responding. Then I got to know that it is not audible.
Yeah, the moment we lost you, I tried to convey the message that we are not able to hear you, but later we lost you completely. First, we lost your voice, and then we lost you from the meeting.
Um,
Would you like to continue?
but I know where I was so that I can continue.
Yeah, just let me open and share this screen again.
Sure, sir.
Actually, we were talking about like practice compassion, that part you were saying.
Sorry, sir.
Practicing compassion. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, here. We were talking about this part. You read up.
Uh, Okay, practicing compassion. I think it was one of the tips and tricks to cope up with the climate anxiety.
Yeah.
The third point, whenever practicing compassion means whenever we are given in a situation, we should see it in a optimistic way, not in negative way. That I'm not able to do it, and be kind to yourself, which will help you to do things which will help you to do things and complete your project, and which can be very helpful to you also emotional. अगर if तुम ऑप्टिमिस्टिक वे में नहीं देखोगी तो तुम्हें इमोशनल टर्मोइल भी हो सकता है, which will not help you to move forward, and you will fail it in, if you even if you pass in that thing, but not in, you will not excel in that thing. Now the fourth point is take a pause from climate news. Climate news, by the climate news I mean that engage in matlab you can engage yourself in activities or hobbies you love. Even you many people I have heard that they don't have hobbies. Please try to see yourself and make a hobby. This helps a lot. Catching up, second point, catching up with your friends and family. Try to catch up with your friends and family. If you don't conversation, you don't have conversation with them, you try to talk with them and about your problems. Turning off the news feed for muting accounts for a while. For a while you can mute the account, like in social media apps and news also. Spending time in nature, you by walking, hiking, bird watching and other outdoor activities. Next point is taking a day off to practice self care. Self care is very important. You can take a day off enjoying time with a supportive community. Try to find yourself a community in or a group with who you find supportive, or or those who help your them to you. Fifth point is talk to someone of about how you are feeling. Climate anxiety is a very real experience. I've also heard that anxiety is not real, or climate anxiety, even though, is not real experience. It's not that you have to go through alone, even because it's your feeling starts to affect your life or ability to cope up day to day. It can be helpful to talk someone to about it. Reaching out to a friend, family member, or counselor can help you work through your feelings and practice coping skills. This means that this in climate anxiety you are not alone. क्लाइमेट एंग्जाइटी सिर्फ तुम्हारे वजह से नहीं हुआ है, ये सिर्फ तुम्हारा एक प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, हर लोगों का प्रॉब्लम है. ट्राई टू टॉक विद देम, and even though if it is not a solution, then you can go to counselor and take and counselor, they will help you they will help you a lot. And this ends my thing, I guess. And I have given the references from where I have studied this, from the government websites, and like nlmhnih.gov, ncbi.nlmnih.gov. Thank you. Any queries? I
Anyone?
guess I ruined my thing today.
I'm sorry?
I guess I ruined my thing today.
Yeah. Anybody would like to know more about climate anxiety? No one is interested? Well, I have a question here. In the meantime, Godavari, you can share your screen as we talk here. As you said that there have been multiple research and already shared some references from where we can go through it and check it.
Yes, sir.
Idea of
Share.
climate
I have mentioned the references from where I have
yeah,
taken the research surveys.
correct. So the climate anxiety came in our conversation like 2 months ago from now. And we wanted to do a climate anxiety survey in Patna.
Okay, sir.
And but the questions we were trying to draft, they were not suitable because do, if anybody has a climate anxiety, it is quite possible the person may not know it at all.
Right, sir.
And I think these are the maximum cases. Even for any kind of anxiety, people may not know that
Right,
they are
sir.
anxious. People feel
हाँ,
that
तो for that we have to frame questions, set of questions. Then we have to do research and give them questionnaire so that they can take the from the given options. After that, we will take out the result.
yeah. So I think our first thing would be to design a questionnaire.
Yes. Select a cohort group from where we have to study.
Yeah, correct. Do you think you can bring in some of your friends?
Sure, sir, I can talk to them.
Because like people like us and the people who are studying else, every other thing may not be, yeah, they may try to help us, but they may not be very helpful. But if you can bring in some of your friends who can help us design questionnaires, and other people can help us in distributing this survey questionnaires among different age groups, different kinds of people. Maybe in our college we can do it. Maybe we can do it somewhere in some schools. We can also do it with the working people who have jobs, and then maybe we can have a different sectors of people, not different age groups, people in different areas, or people of different interests, and then maybe we can come up with some then once we have these results, then it will be easier for you people to analyze it and come up with some report.
Okay, sir, I will talk to them tomorrow.
Nice. Thank you.
Welcome.
Godavari,
Yes, sir.
would you be able to share your screen?
Yes, sir. Actually, I'm doing it first time, so it might take some time. But uh, wait, sir. I'm trying.
Okay, as you take some time, we will try to discuss something here. So as I was wondering to ask, होलिका दहन वाले मीटिंग में कौन-कौन थे? Okay, she is here. Nice.
Sir, is it visible to you?
This building a sustainable world, our shared
Yes.
Godavari, can you just flip your phone for the better visuals?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
So yes, sir. This is my first page of my presentation. I have put the logo of that report that you have shared. So, and this is the topic: actions for the sustainable use and management of natural resources must place justice and sufficiency at the core. And this is my introduction page.
So I think your topic was more about
Should I get some response?
the document.
Am I audible to you?
Yeah, you are, but sometimes your voice breaks.
Yeah, yes, sometime. Actually, due to network issue, I think.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Should I explain it? Okay, okay. So yes, the report that you have shared with us, it mentioned a section on which I have prepared this PPT. Like it talks about creating a sustainable economy that is fair for everyone, and it should be sustainable for both present and the future generation, and it should consider both forward and marginalized communities. Nothing should be left out when we are switching from our current economy to sustainable economy. So this is my introduction page. So there are five concepts that were mentioned in that section. Like it's just a small paragraph, but I have break down in 5 points. Like the main concepts, the main terms that were highlighted in that section. So like the first important concept was of the just transition. We are thinking of switching from our current economy that are based on that are based on fossil fuels and non-renewable energy. So we are switching from our current economy from to the greener economy, to the sustainable economy. So the concept of just transition means to combat climate change, uh, we should do it in a way that benefits everyone. No one can feel left out in this journey, and it should minimize any negative impact, like especially on workers and marginalized communities. And I have highlighted some examples also to explain it in an easier manner. Like if government decides to invest in renewable energy like solar panels, so first of all, they should ensure that workers in the fossil fuel industry are not left without jobs. Instead, what they should do. So yeah, they could provide training programs to them so that this transition would be smooth for all, and they also get some new roles there, the new employment in that clean energy sector. So in this way, it will be justifiable to all. And these are the examples. Like the first example is renewable energy sector. So yeah, I have explained this. And the second one is automobile manufacturing transition. Like when we are thinking of switching towards electric vehicles to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, then workers in traditional automobile manufacturing plants, yeah, they will face job displacement. So yeah, they should also be inculcated in the new automobile manufacturing sector. So yes, the government should frame some policies or take some regulations. They should provide subsidies to them so that the second concept is considering countries' different circumstances. Every country has different circumstances comparatively and relatively. Like there are developed countries, underdeveloped countries, and developing countries. So we are on different phases of our developing phase. Like then we should tailor some different climate action plans for all specific circumstances. Each country has specific circumstances, so we should frame different rules and regulations, different policies for all the countries. And I have given some examples also. Like the first one is coastal nation vulnerable to rising sea level. Then, due to climate change, the government might prioritize investing in seawall construction and disaster preparedness programs. Meanwhile, a landlocked country should try with those who are having abundant sunlight source. They can invest in more solar energy plants, so that they could harness that energy more, and by this way, they'll be able to reduce their reliance on fossil fuels. And the second example is urbanized country with heat waves and air pollution. So this country should have some different plans regarding their switching from to the sustainable economy, like to prevent their population from heat waves and air pollution. They should invest or they should take initiatives to reduce urban heat island effects, and they should try to improve air quality. So, and this is my third concept of that section, sufficiency in resource use. Like sufficiency in sustainable development encourages a shift towards more equitable, resilient, and regenerative system that supports human well-being while preserving the integrity of the natural world. And it talks about a holistic approach to development that considers the every aspect, like whether it is social, whether it's economic, whether it's environmental. So yes, by this way, we can aim to address inequalities and we can promote social justice by ensuring that everyone has access to essential resources and opportunities. This sufficiency, this talks about everyone should have dignified resources so that they could lead dignified life. And these are some examples like this slide talks about how we can improve it or how we can change our mindset. Like in affluent neighborhoods, the residents use excessive amounts of water for their extravagant gardens and like to enjoy in swimming pools. So yeah, they could reduce their high level of water consumption in these things so that the places that face scarcity or they are having drought conditions. So by this way, we can manage all the things. By this way, it would be in a real manner. It would be a sustainable. We will surely save our resources, or we will the equitable distribution of resources would get done. So we can follow some different techniques so that we could save water. Like they could adopt modern irrigation methods like drip system, and by this way it will not only benefit the wealthy residents but also communities having scarcity of water. And yes, essentially it's about using water more wisely to benefit everyone regardless of their social economic status. And this is the fourth point, addressing inequalities in resource use. Like developed countries, it talks about like developed countries should limit the use of their resources so that more resources can be used by developing or underdeveloped countries. And yeah, developing countries or underdeveloped countries should also tailor their plans or in a better way, like regarding clean water access. It might be limited in some for some communities, like regarding in urban or rural population, so they could distribute in a more equitable manner. And to address these inequalities, policies could focus on improving infrastructure in rural areas, such as building wells and implementing rainwater harvesting systems to ensure equitable access to clean water for all residents. And this is my fifth and final slide, which talks about like consensus to consultation. So our policies or programs should not be like should not be like imposing to all. It should be inclusive, in which every stakeholders, every section of the society participate and finalize a better plan, a better approach for all the society. So yeah, it talks about that, like how we how we should limit or how we should take some different approach, or so that we could easily bring the change to our current economy or to our current resource scarcity. So, and in that section of that report, international labor guidelines mentioned by the International Labor Organization, which talks about like what should be our approach for the perfect transition. It talks about like consulting with everyone which are involved in that process, making policies that are inclusive and that cover all aspects of sustainability, which focus on education and training also, and and considering each country's unique situation. And yes, further research and conceptualizations are also required into how to practically account for justice and sufficiency considerations in sustainability and environmental agenda. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It's stop sharing now. And you have designed a very good presentation, and it has covered almost everything from introduction.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
And I think you should share this in our HC4CC group, your presentation.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anybody is here from newsletter or creative team or something like that?
Yes, sir.
So today we saw two presentations, one on climate anxiety and one is about the resources, how and the policies around it. And like it's more like an overview. We'll come to know more about it as other people start presenting their sections. But is there any section do you think can be utilized for your work from this?
We can add a few things, though. I was designing a few minutes ago the newsletter. We have a lot of content, and it is a bit tricky to subtract and add and to, like the important part should be added. But I think that everything is important, So we have a lot of content. That is what I have to say right now.
No, maybe for the next one we can keep it. Not for
Yes,
this.
so for the next one.
Yeah. So suppose if you have a pile of information for your next work, then it is good.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying I never meant that you should use it right now. But some part, if you like, maybe you can keep it for your next newsletter or post or whatever you people are doing. Nice. So if it would have been nice if others could have been ready, but others are not yet ready today. So that is why I'm not sure how we can proceed with this discussion. क्योंकि अगर 3-4 लोग रहते तो फिर बहुत सारी चीजें हम लोग बात कर पाते. It's because we don't have much idea of our own topics. रहती तो बहुत चीजें निकल के आती है उससे. Anyways, some of them would be ready by tomorrow, but I don't think tomorrow we should do it. We will do rest of our presentations day after tomorrow. Okay, Arav? And Sanjana?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. और कौन था? और राजिया भी है. राजिया?
Yes, sir.
We will do the आपका इसमें जो सेक्शन है,
Sorry?
आपका एक सेक्शन है ना PDF में.
Yes, sir. Section A, introduction.
So maybe we'll do it the day after tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
तब तक तैयार हो जाएगा आपका.
Yes, sir. चलिए.
Perfect. Okay. Manjeet?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. कल आप लोगों का कुछ मीटिंग है.
अब तक तो ऐसा कुछ डिसाइडेड नहीं.
क्योंकि परसों हम लोग वापस से मीटिंग करेंगे कंटेंट राइटर टीम का.
Okay.
Yeah. So anybody wants to talk about that Holika Dahan? I don't think anyone is interested.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's call this meeting off. Thank you so much for joining. And
Thank you, sir.
after tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.